Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So, first off, thank you guys so much for all the support. The past two videos covering the ultimate prep for Naxx, as well as the tier 3 guides, have really sort of blown up, and I appreciate the hell out of it, guys. Really means a lot to me. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those bells. It helps me so very much, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of that. And then next off, today is Thursday for me, and I will be raiding tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern at Twitch TV/Kaghoegaming. So if you want to see my live streams or sort of talk to me live, watch me do the raids. We do AQ, BWL, as well as MC, and maybe even ZG or an AQ20. If we're feeling ambitious, our guild usually sort of breaks off and does those occasionally as well. So just a lot of content, you know, and it gives you guys a chance to sort of talk with me live, and I'll happily answer any other questions that you might have. An important thing to mention is it is DMF week for me today, so you know those are always fun raids. We're trying for a sub 1 hour AQ 40 clear, which will be really fun and impressive if we can get it, and I definitely hope that we're able to. But anyway, guys, I wanted to take the time to sort of go into an individual class by class basis for the tier 3 sets, sort of break it apart and look at each piece, so that way you guys know exactly what you're looking for. I saw a lot on the tier 3 video that people sort of skipped around and looked for the exact class they were, so I wanted to take a deep dive into that and sort of cover every single class and sort of what the mats, materials, and stuff you are going to need are. And first off, we're going to go over the pieces that you get from each boss and where you can find the tier pieces, as well as we will then go into the materials and the cost by class. So first off, we have Naxx Raiment. So Naxx Raiment is broken into 4 wings. There's the Plague Wing, the Spider Wing, the Death Knight Wing, and the Abomination Wing. And then there is the final wing, which is Saffron and KT. But anyway, right here we have the Spider Wing. These are the first bosses. This is a new Barak and Grand Widow Faralina, and they drop the bindings for the bracers for everyone. These are the first 2 bosses of the Spider Wing, and then Mayrexnia, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, as a final boss in the Spider Wing, and she drops the glove token. Now this is true for every single class. This is where you're going to get these pieces for your tier 3. So that is the Spider Wing. Next we have the Plague Wing, which is Noth the Plague Bringer, and Hagen the Unclean, as well as Lotheb. Noth and Hagen drop the belt for everyone, and then Lotheb drops the leggings for everyone. This is true for every single class. That's the important part, guys. Then next we have the Death Knight Wing, which is the Instructor, Gothelic, and the 4 Horsemen. So the Instructor and Gothelic drop boots for everybody, and the 4 Horsemen drop everybody's chest piece, as well as the 4 Horsemen drop the Corrupted Ashbringer, which is really cool sword. If you played Retail and Legion, you actually got it as a Brett Paladin, but you can actually get this, and it shows a quest line if you go into the Scarlet Monastery, which is actually really cool. Just something to note and make you guys aware of. And then next we have the Abomination Wing, which is Patchwork and Grobulus. Now these guys drop the shoulder pads for everyone, and then the final boss of the Abomination layer is going to be Gulf. Now, Gulf is definitely interesting. It's because they ran out of bosses to sort of drop tier, but he can drop the shoulders, the wrists, the belt, and the boots for literally everyone, and it's sort of a extra mini boss, or it's an extra, sort of like an extra bonus boss to get a lot of loot. And then there is Thaddeus, who is the actual end boss of the Abomination Wing, and he drops helmet pieces for everyone. And then you go into the final 2 bosses, which is Saffron and KT. Saffron actually does not drop any tier pieces, just a lot of amazing cloaks, trinkets, and some offhands, as well as these quests for enchants, which are pretty good as well. And then we have the final boss, which is Kel'Thuzad, and he doesn't even drop a token. He directly drops the ring for your class. So if you need your class ring, that is where you get it. Alrighty, guys, so that is it, sort of the bosses, where they drop their tier, where you're going to run into them, and what you're going to get. And this intro is going to be the same for every single video, and now we are going to cut to a different part where we are going to take a dive into each individual class, the mats it takes to get each piece, and sort of how much that's going to cost you. Alrighty, guys, so we are going to head into that now. See you then. Whoop. Alrighty, guys, so we are here with the Warlock Tier 3 set, the Plagueheart set. Now, it's really, really awesome. One of the coolest things, and the shoulders of it, so it's just so cool. And now, as I've mentioned before, and a huge correction if you watched the past guides where I said Mage had two less Nexus crystals, that was a mistake on my part. I was wrong. They actually use the same. So Mage, Priest, and Warlock use the same exact materials for these pieces. So it's pretty cool and neat like that. So anyway, let's get into the first piece, and that is going to be the Plagueheart bracers. They're the bindings, as you can see right there. You know, they kind of go with it. It is noted that you can see them, which is actually kind of cool. A lot of people sort of think bracers can't be seen, and these bracers will run you 6 war-torn cloth scraps, 1 arcane crystal, 1 nexus crystal, and they will be approximately 45 gold for that. And that brings us to the next piece, which is going to be the Plagueheart gloves. And if we take a look here, you can sort of see they definitely combined with the wrists and sort of make that set and flow very, very nicely. So it's really cool to see that. And they're going to run you 8 war-torn cloth scraps, 4 moon cloth, and approximately 60 gold for this piece. And then that brings us to our next piece, which is going to be the waist, which is the Plagueheart belt. We put that on, matches the set very nicely. Like on an orc, you can even see the symmetry between the diamonds. They kind of flow very, very nicely. I probably was designed with an orc in mind, honestly. And the waist is going to run you at 8 war-torn cloth scraps, 2 arcane crystals, and 2 moon cloth. And this is going to be approximately 100 G for that piece. And that brings us to our next one, which is going to be the leggings, which are the Plagueheart legs. Looking good. As you see, the set is totally coming together right now. And the Plagueheart leggings will give you 20 war-torn cloth scraps, 4 moon cloth, and 2 nexus crystals, totaling in approximately 110 gold for that piece. Now, it's super important that I mention that these prices are very, very relative. They're relative to my server, and this is including that you do not have to buy the war-torn cloth scraps. They are consumable, or a trade material that drops from Naxx trash, and I'd assume your guild is going to stockpile these and get these out when you get the appropriate tier token, and like you can turn it in and get the piece. But that just really, really depends. It's tough to say what's going to happen with that. And so, you know, I like to each their own, but I'm holding that cost out because I don't have any frame of reference for that. And this is also exclusive to my server. So I just want to be very clear before we get into these last 4 pieces of the set. And I wanted to make sure you guys understand that. So next we have the Tier 3 boots. These are going to be the Plagueheart sandals. And unlike a lot of the other pieces, you actually see these. Like, these are really good boots. They flow perfectly into the leggings. And it really makes this set really, really awesome. However, these belts are going to run you 12 war-torn cloth scraps, 3 cured rugged hides, and 2 moon cloth for approximately 118 gold total. And then that brings us to our chest, and that is going to be the Plagueheart robe, which just looks really, really nice. Obviously, it covers the legs like most do. However, it does not cover the belt and just sort of puts it all together here. And that is going to be 25 war-torn cloth scraps, 4 moon cloth, 2 nexus crystals, and it is going to be approximately 110 gold for this entire piece. And then we have the best 2-spot pieces of every single set thus far. Like, I think the shoulders and the helm, because of where they are in the raid, just really bring these sets together and sort of are like the most memorable, noticeable pieces. So we have the Plagueheart shoulder pads here, and we put these on, and as you can see, it's just terrifying plague coming at you. You can even see this sort of, you're giving off this diseased looking plague thing that trails behind you like a gas cloud that's sort of been in WoW from any like undead thing that you've killed, any scourge thing, like any disease type thing. It just looks really cool. And is something quite unique. Like, I don't think anything else sort of leaves a plague trail or has an effect like this. So it's just really awesome. And they are going to be 12 war-torn cloth scraps, 3 cured rugged hide, 2 mooncloth, and it's going to be approximately 108 gold for the shoulders. Then finally, we have the tier 3 head, which is the Plagueheart circlet, and it is going to be a sort of mask thing that sort of brings it all together. You know, it almost looks like a plague mask, I guess. I wouldn't, I'd say gas mask, but you know, it's a plague, obviously. And this helm is going to run you 15 war-torn cloth scraps, 3 mooncloth, 3 nexus crystals, and it's going to be approximately 105 gold. So that's the entire set, guys. Except for we have the tier 3 ring, and now the ring is not actually a tier token. As you know, if you've been watching all the other guides, it drops off of Kel'Thuzad. So the ring is just sort of, if it drops and you get it for whether you do council, rolling, anything like that, that's how you get that. So costs you nothing, which is pretty awesome in that regard. The total approximate cost for these mats, obviously excluding the cloth, is going to be around 750 gold. And as I mentioned before, priests and mages share these mats. So if you are running short, if you get a tier token, you're raiding with a bunch of guildies, feel free to ask them. I'm sure someone would help you. I know my guild would definitely help me if I needed it. But, you know, just sort of stuff like that, guys. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my coverage of this Plagueheart set and the Warlock, and now we are done with the clothies. So the next video will probably be Rogue, and we're moving on into the leather, which is where we actually start to see some difference, because all the other sets change depending on what class you are. They're not all the same exact stuff for the same exact armor tier. So it's pretty awesome. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.